Welcome back, playa. What's good with you? What's good? I knew you was a real one. I knew it. I be knowing, okay? I be knowing. If you're not a real one already, my name is Daji Imara, and on this channel, I recreate makeup and hair looks done on celebrities by the most poppin' hairstylists and makeup artists, as well as some really bomb wig transformations. So, baby, if that sounds like something you into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, boo. So today we are doing the legendary Tiwa Savage. She's so bomb. If you don't know who Tiwa Savage is, she is an Afrobeats artist. She makes really great music. If you're into Afrobeats, I highly recommend her. She's like one of the greats and one of the most popular artists over there in Africa, as far as Afrobeat genre goes. She's so freaking gorgeous. Like I follow her on Instagram, so anytime she posts anything, I'm just literally just staring at it. Like, this woman is fucking gorgeous. Like, wow, how are you this bomb? And I have been dying to like do a look by her. Like, she's on my list of celebrity recreations I wanted to do, but I'm like, what exactly, because she doesn't change her hair all the time, so I'm like, what exactly look can I do from her? And when I saw this, I was like, boom, as soon as I get the coins, that's the look I'm doing. All right, so the hairstylist that did her hair, her name is China B. I'm honestly not sure where she is located, but she's really talented. She did her hair. I'm not 100% if she did the color, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say she did. But I know that she styled her hair in this way. Like, that's why my outfit is kind of matching the way in the thumbnail, kind of what she got going on. I know she did, or at least styled her hair. I'm not sure about the color, but I hope she did, because girl, you did a bomb ass job on Tiwa. She looks phenomenal, and I'm recreating the look you did on her because you did that shit, and Tiwa's gorgeous and you're talented, so I had to, you know, do a video from y'all. So with that being said, honey, we're gonna get into the tutorial. I hope you got some popcorn. I hope you got your snack, you got your food, because this is gonna be a long one. I'm gonna try to articulate myself in the best form to make sure that you guys understand it, so in case you guys want to recreate this, it's great. So I do want to warn you, there is a piece of that I did on this wig that wasn't recorded, but I'm going to pause and like articulate myself on how I did that. So like I said, make sure you got your food ready and your drink, and let's get into the video, honey. All right, so here's a product breakdown of everything that I used. So first, I used 4 separate shampoos. Yes, 4 shampoos, because I colored this hair like 3 times, so I wanted to make sure the moisture was locked in and it wasn't brittle and crusty afterwards. Then I used 2 different conditioners from Ion. Ion is my favorite brand as far as washing and conditioning hair for wigs. I used these 2 conditioners, and then I used the Shimmer Light shampoo just to get the brassiness out of the lace front. I didn't use it for the actual hair, just for the brassiness of the lace front. I used the Clairol Bleach Developer and then the Cream Developer, the 20, to bleach the frontal. Then I used Clear Developer to bleach the actual hair in the back, and you'll see how I did that later on. Next, I used these Ion coloring bowls, as well as the coloring brushes that I got from Sally's, and then this Color Track whisk. And then I used some trash bags to dye the hair on, because you don't want it to be, you know, submerged in like a towel or anything. So I dye all the hair on a plastic bag. You're gonna need various, you know, clips to do this. You'll need your latex gloves, and then a comb to brush the color through the hair. So after that, baby, here's the hair that I used. So I used 3 different color browns, and then I only used the T18 Wella Toner. I didn't use the 214 that you see here. So like I said, I used those 3 Mocha from Adore. I used this one from Clairol, and then I used another brown one from Adore. Like I said, I had to color this hair twice, and I'll show you the other 2, how I use the other 2 brown colors later on after I do the beginning. So first, this is the hair that I'm using. I'm using this hair from Nadola. I have 3 16-inch bundles. This is all straight hair, and then a 14-inch 13x6 frontal. So that's what I have here. This is the packaging it came in. Yes, I purchased this with my own money, not sponsored yet. One day, boo. And then it came with eyelashes and then a shower cap. You can never have too many, I mean, not a shower cap, a bonnet. You can never have too many bonnets. So what I'm doing is pouring the Clear Developer in a bin. So I'm basically bleaching the hair, lightening it to a brown color so I can color it. Instead of using cream developer, I'm using clear, and then I'm gonna put about 5 to 6 scoops of that bleach powder into the bucket, whisk it up, get it nice and like milky looking, and then I'm going to bleach the hair. So I tried this because it's a lot more simpler and faster than bleaching each individual bundle. I saw this on TikTok and I was like, oh, let me try that. So I, whisked it up, make sure it was nice and, saturated, and make sure it was dissolved, and I put the bundles in there for about 20 minutes before I washed it out. So I let it sit for about 20 minutes, didn't leave it in there too long because the hair didn't need to be super light, because I'm just dyeing it this brown. It just needed to be light enough to take color. So I saturated it, making sure it's all up in there, making sure I'm not missing anything, that all the bundles are completely brown at the end of it. Then I just went the traditional way with the lace fronts and just bleached it with the cream and powder developer, bleached the knots, wrapped it up in the aluminum foil for about 20 minutes, and then washed that out too. But yeah, so with the bundles, I did the clear developer, and then with the frontal, I just went the traditional way with the cream developer in the powder. All 20 developer for the lace fronts. And then, like I said, wrap that up, boo. And then, boo, I take all 4 of the shampoos, put them in a bucket, and then just saturated the bundles with it. So first, I'm just doing the bundles first, and then I'll go ahead and do the frontal later. But like I said, I'm just saturating the bundles with the 4 shampoos to make sure that the hair is nice and clean. One, to get all of the color out that's just going to automatically just bleed through, and then to get it nice and clean, because I didn't wash the hair prior to me dyeing it. I just dyed the hair straight without any form of washing, and making sure I'm just brushing it through, making sure it's nice and clean, because you don't want any dye left over, because it's going to smell weird and it may not style correctly. So you want to make sure you get all of that hair dye out, especially the bleach. You definitely don't want that just sitting on your hair being crusty, honey. So take your time. This took about 20 minutes to wash all 3 of the bundles. Make sure I got them nice and clean, basically until the water was no longer soapy. That's how I did it. After I did the same exact steps with the conditioner, and I just instead of just submerging and combing through it, I let all the conditioner get lathered up in the bundles, and then I let it sit for about 30 minutes in the conditioner in the bucket. I put some water in it, set the bucket to the side, let it sit and condition for about 30 minutes, and then I did the same exact steps with the frontal. Like I said, with the frontal, I just used that purple shampoo to get the brassiness out of the frontal, and then I did the 4 shampoos and then the conditioner for the hair of the frontal. Then I let it air dry overnight. The next day, it's time to color. So as far as coloring go, I did this in a different way because I wasn't sure how this was going to play out later on. So I'm just pouring 1 bottle at a time of the Adore Mocha dye. I only dyed 2 bundles, just the last 2 bundles in the back, on like the plastic just laid out on the bed, on the table, sorry. So I colored 2 bundles just like this way. And then I let them sit for about 5 hours. I let those 2 bundles sit for about 5 hours. I wanted that to get real, like I didn't want that color to bleed at all. So I let that sit for about 5 hours, just these 2 bundles. It's very self-explanatory how you dye hair. I would dye one side, flip it over to the other side, and then untangle it and do it basically inside out and make sure I'm getting inside, and then combing through it. So I just did that to 2 of the 3 bundles. I did it just like this to make sure that the hair was nice and this deep brown that I love so much. So that's how I did those 2 bundles once they were air dried overnight. Like I said, I didn't blow dry this hair. I washed it all out, conditioned it all out, and then let it air dry, and this is what it looks like the next day as I'm dyeing it. Oh, what am I saying? So the next day I let the hair was dry, and then I made the wig. I made the wig off camera because I already have a wig tutorial already on how I make my lace fronts. And then the 3rd bundle, so what I did is I put the 2 colored bundles that I already colored, those are the back 2 bundles, and then the 3rd bundle was still blonde. So what I'm doing is I'm coloring that on the wig because I wasn't sure how I was gonna do this little highlighted part. So I was like, I'm not sure if I'm just gonna color just the frontal or some of the back too. So I was like, let me just do that 3rd bundle. I'm gonna color that on the wig so I can see how it looks when it's on my head, how the colors will fall. So the first 2 bundles, I colored them off the wig, let them sit overnight, washed and dried them the same exact way I did it the first time. Made the wig, and then now I'm coloring this 3rd bundle, which is the higher bundle, which is like right underneath the frontal. So this is what I'm doing here, and I'm still using that same Mocha color from Adore. This is the 3rd bundle that I'm coloring. Only difference is I'm doing it on the wig head versus just sitting it out, laid out on the table. And then I'm sectioning the hair. But the way I section the hair doesn't matter in this, because I'm gonna tell y'all how I colored the hair to get this exact color. The first way I colored this hair the first time was so pointless because it didn't turn out the way how I wanted to. Like I said, I had to go back and color it twice. But like I said, guys, I'm not licensed, so this is what this was a learning experience for me, how to color brown hair in the future. So I'm gonna let y'all know. So right now I'm just getting up to the front, to the top of the hair, because right in here I have it parted, like I have this, you know, separated, and then the sides, but I ended up just doing the whole frontal the second time around when I went to dye it. So what I'm doing now is just making sure, taking lighter pieces, smaller pieces, so I'm not staining the lace and whatnot. So as you can see, I'm just making sure I'm getting the top of the hair, that I'm not going to be dyeing brown. So I'm making sure I'm just saturating that Mocha Adore color into the hair to get the gradual brown looks that I want. And then what I did, I took the Mocha color in my glove and poured some in my hand, and now I'm just darkening up the roots. The roots, I wanted to be dark and Mocha. I didn't want those to be brown because hers weren't brown. So I'm putting the hair, it's just in my hand, the hair dye, and then I'm making sure I'm dividing up and just darkening up the roots. Because we want dark roots for this. This is gonna look good. If it was just a brassy color, it would be looking crazy. So yeah, at this point I'm at the frontal, just darkening up the roots, because the rest of the hair in the back is just the dark Mocha all the way through. This one we're just doing the frontal, just the roots. And then I have you know, plastic dividing up the lace fronts in the color that's going to be lightened, so that that part doesn't get the dark Mocha color. So I dyed all the Mocha colors, separated with the plastic wrap, and now I'm darkening up the roots on the lace front. And here I'm just showing you like what it looks like after I darken up the roots in the front. So here is the part where I messed up, where I corrected myself with those later 2 colors, the Clairol and the Adore Honey Brown. So right now it's time to tone the hair, because as you can see, it's really brassy. So after I let those hair, the Mocha hair sit on the hair for a while, I probably let it sit on there for about 2 hours. I went ahead and washed that out, just shampooed it, didn't condition it, just shampooed it out, make sure all the color was gone. Now that the hair is wet, you always want to tone your hair when it's wet. You don't want to do it when it's dry. It's not going to look right. So what I did, instead of me just sectioning off a little piece, what you should do is just take the whole frontal, because that's what is colored brown. Just take the whole frontal piece, right? And you want to do the weaving motion. As you can see, I'm doing the weaving way to dye hair. And I'm going to tone pieces and then tone some other ones brown. Because the way I did it here, what I was doing was I was just weaving the hair, and then the bottom piece, I would make that the tone. I would tone that, and then I would just leave the other one brown. So then when I washed it out, the pieces that I didn't tone were matte brassy. So I had to go back. I had to do the same weaving technique. So what I would do was I would weave it, and then that bottom piece, I would tone that, separate it with the plastic wrap, and then that other higher piece up, I would take the brown, that honey brown, and then dye that. So the honey brown that you see in here is the honey brown color, and then the lighter pieces is the toning. So I had to tone this hair twice. Had I did it this way the first time, it would have just got done faster. So I'm gonna show you guys how I'm doing that. So when you're weaving it, this is the toner. Just showing you, I mixed the 218 and 20 Developer. That's how you get the tone to be that color blue, and you mix it till it's like that purple color. So I'm weaving the hair, right? This is how you want to do it. Don't do it the way I'm showing it in this video. I'm showing you the way how I did it to correct it. So weaving the hair, right? And then that, you see how I separate the pieces? That bottom piece is what I'm going to put the toner on. That's how you do that. You put the toner on that piece, that little concoction, the 218 Wella Toner mixed with the 20 Developer. I put it on that piece. And then what you should do is that top piece that you laid forward, you're gonna separate it with the plastic wrap, make sure it doesn't get on it, and you're gonna put that honey brown color over it. Instead of me doing that, I was just leaving that piece to be that brown, and it was so brassy and it just was not cute. You do not want brassy hair. That is so ugly. Ew. I used to wear my hair like that back in the day. Gross. So you tone a piece, you weave it, you separate it, tone that bottom piece, and then that top piece you do it that honey brown, because the roots is already dark, so it's gonna look really gradual and like two-tone brown. It's gonna look so pretty. So that you see that top piece, I just brought that down. Instead, I went back and put that honey brown color on top of it. That's how you do that, boo. So I just repeat that all on the frontal. So I started one side and just did it all the way down. So I would tone it, you know, do a little weaving piece, boom, separate it. So let me show y'all, let me give y'all an example. So say I took this piece and this was my comb, and I weaved it and I separated. I would tone this bottom piece, separate it with a piece of plastic wrap, and then take that honey brown adore and dye this piece, and then take another piece, weave it, separate it like that. That's how you do that. The way I was doing it before, it was a hot ass, brassy ass mess, and you don't want to do it that way. Then I let that sit for about another 30-45 minutes just because I got distracted doing other things. Wash that out. First I washed the back out, and then I washed the side by side out, okay? I washed that out, shampooed it, conditioned it, blow dried it, and then it was time to style the wig after that. So I hope I articulated myself well enough. If not, let me know in the comments below what you would want me to explain further. But unfortunately, I just couldn't record it because I got, the next day when I did it, I had to get to work. So I couldn't have time to set up the camera. I just had to hurry up and dye the hair. So when I got off work, I could just put the wig on and get filming. So next, I flat ironed the hair and blow dried it. And this is what it's looking like afterwards. It looks so much better than what it did before. Oh my gosh. So what I'm doing is cutting off some of the lace because it's hard to like lay it down when it's too much all in your face. So what I do is lay the centerpiece and then side by side. Also, I just want to do a shameless plug. You guys should be following me on TikTok because I did all the behind the scenes on this. So when I do like wig tutorials, TikTok sees it first. So y'all should follow me on TikTok at Daji Imara. So what I'm doing this time, I'm actually going to glue the wig down. I usually just do got to be because I don't like wearing wigs to sleep, but I'm going to wear this hair a couple times. I have a couple styling ideas that I'm going to do for IGTV. So I decided to glue it down with my Bow Hold Active glue. So what I do is lay a layer down, a very thin layer. The best way to get the thinnest layers, in my opinion, is to use a popsicle stick because it's going to lay the glue flat. It's not going to have any like, you know, bigger goops on your forehead. So I recommend that you lay it down with a popsicle stick, let it get clear, and then do another one. I did 3 layers on all sides. So I did 3 layers on the front, 3 layers on both sides, and let them each dry. Let them get clear each time, and then you lay it down. So this is just gonna be like a little fast way on how I do my wigs. So I would do a side, lay it down with the comb. And then I would repeat the same exact steps on either side of my head, okay? And I'm not a fan of the ball cap method just because it's too much work and that takes forever. Like, it's just too much work. I'm not a fan of that. I just move my edges out the way, and when it's time to take my wig off, I'm very gentle, so I'm very gentle, so I'm not ripping off my edges. I've been wearing wigs for about over a year, and I've never had an issue with snatching my edges out because I don't snatch the wig off. I use the remover and all that good stuff, so yeah. Sometimes I use the blow dryer to like speed up the process, but if you distract it with something, it'll dry quick. And like I said, if you do a thinner layer, it's not gonna take forever to dry. If you do a thick layer, it's gonna be like, is this gonna be white forever? Like, make sure you use a popsicle stick. I swear that's the best way to lay the glue down and get that thin, nice layer that you need. Then I just cut off some more of the lace piece while I do my makeup just because it was in the way. And then I put a headband on and laid it down, did my makeup, came back when it was dry and cut the remaining of the lace off. Obviously, sometimes you're gonna have some lifting pieces, but that's nothing to just add a little bit more glue on the end of a rat tail comb and let that dry, and then just, you know, press it back down. And you definitely gonna get lifting on the edges. Like I did this yesterday and I got lifting today. So it's nothing, just put a little bit more glue down. You know, it's cool, it's cool. And then what I did was just cutting off the flap so that I could put the hair like behind my ear, because the lace front is too long on the side. So just keep that in mind. You will have to cut off some of it unless you just got a big ass head. But me, my head is not that long, so yeah. Then I just flat iron some more flyaways and use my Sebastian spray to get those hairs nice and flat. And baby, she was laid. She was laid and ready to go. And I'm gonna let y'all get back into the rest of the tutorial because I'm about to talk now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the coloring. Let me know if I articulated myself well enough as far as the telling you guys how I fixed the color job. If it made sense, let me know. If it didn't, let me know which was confusing, and I'll let you know in the comments below. But yeah, thank you guys. Yo, when I say I slayed this wig, honey, this shit is laid. Okay, I'm done installing it. Now I'm about to go turn it to Tiwa, and then I'm gonna get back to y'all on the whole tea, and we're gonna get into it, honey, because I did this shit. Like, I can't believe it. I did such a good job. Okay, all right, let me go turn it back into Tiwa, and we good to go, boo. All right, so the hairstylist that did her hair, her name is China B. I'm honestly not sure where she is located, but she's really, really talented. She did her hair. I'm not 100% if she did the color, but I'm gonna just go ahead and say she did. But I know that she styled her hair in this way. Like, that's why my outfit is kind of matching the way in the thumbnail, kind of what she got going on. I know she did, or at least styled her hair. I'm not sure about the color, but I hope she did, because girl, you did a bomb ass job on Tiwa. She looks phenomenal, and I'm recreating the look you did on her, because you did that shit, and Tiwa's gorgeous and you're talented, so I had to, you know, do a video from y'all. So with that being said, honey, we're gonna get into the tutorial. I hope you got some popcorn. I hope you got your snack, you got your food, because this is gonna be a long one. I'm gonna try to articulate myself in the best form to make sure that you guys understand it, so in case you guys want to recreate this, it's great. So I do want to warn you, there is a piece of that I did on this wig that wasn't recorded, but I'm going to pause and like articulate myself on how I did that. So like I said, make sure you got your food ready and your drink, and let's get into the video, honey. All right.